So I have to go to like the 10th page to find this, or the 8th page. So this was 2022. Look at this. 2022. When someone, so what happened in 2022 is I would go to Zillow, reach out to the property owner, call them, convince them on allowing Airbnb. That property owner would be like, oh yeah, I'm interested in allowing subleasing. What all information do you need from me? So I would get their information, and then I would go and run the numbers on each property. I would do it based off of occupancy rate. And what I would do is I would put it in here. I would offer like another service in there as well. Like I'll launch your property for you. And then I'll put the pictures of the property in this email. And then I would put any details about the property. But notice how I didn't put address, because what started happening is when I would put address, people would go find the address, go to Zillow, reach out to the property owner. It was already approved for Airbnb. So they basically undercut me. And so I'm like, how can I keep from getting undercut? I'm just share as much as I can without sharing everything. And so I would basically create this email, put my information, and then I would send this out as an email to my entire email list. And then people would reach out to me, say, hey, I'm interested in that property. This doesn't look like a property that someone would move forward with, but I literally remember creating this. Literally, I remember this exact email. But um, anyways, people would reach out to me and say, "Hey, I'm interested in moving forward." So I would essentially tell them, whatever my fee was. I think at the time I was charging 1,500 for property placement, and uh, I would make money. Now that right there has transformed into a platform that looks like this. So we're like, how can we go and take these properties and put them somewhere that is going to allow for people to view unlimited properties across the country all in one place and essentially move forward. So this isn't released to anyone yet. We're probably a day or two away from releasing it. We have to add probably, I think we have to add around 200 and 300 properties that are already approved for sublease to here, in addition to the properties that we're importing from the MLS. So now we don't have to use Zillow or any other platform to get people properties, and you can just come on here directly and find properties. You see how much the properties will cash flow. You'll see the occupancy rate of the properties as well. And you can essentially view the listing itself. It's an actual pretty cool transition from where I started. You can review the numbers of the property. So remember, like with this, I had it here. You can review the numbers. But what's crazy is I've actually created two platforms since then. The first platform being, um, so the first platform I don't have access to anymore, but it was a platform that was like worse than this. It took like 5 clicks to actually get to the property page. And then I actually knew a coach that does really well in their domain. And they was like, Landon, I used to work for Apple on the design team. And what you need to do is create something where it only takes 2 clicks to get to the properties. So I was like, all right, cool. So I threw maybe like 15,000 into development, and created this basically like a mimic version of Airbnb's platform, and allowed for people to instantly come here, view right here, instantly click the listing and see the property as it's already approved for Airbnb. Like this property is approved for Airbnb. They can reach out to the property owner directly and start their Airbnb business, right? So that was that. But then I'm like, well, we need to make it even easier for someone to uh, not only get the property, but like know if this property is even going to make them money. Like, how do they know if this property is actually going to make them money? And so, most people, if you're unfamiliar, most people use softwares like AirDNA. AirDNA is a software where you can run numbers on properties and get an idea of how much it will make before you move forward on the property, like all those things, right? So we're like, okay, well, if people are using AirDNA and they're paying, whatever they're paying to use AirDNA, or they're using there's a company called MassVisor, or there's a company called BNB Calc, right? You're using these platforms, you're paying hundreds of dollars a month to use these platforms and run numbers. Why don't in addition to that, you still, even when you're running the numbers, you still don't even have a property that's approved for Airbnb. Like you have to now, the property that you're running numbers on, you still have to call that property and convince them on allowing Airbnb. So it's like, how can a platform like this be better? Well, how about we have properties that are approved for Airbnb, all right? And we do what AirDNA does or BNB Calc does and add the data, investment data around that property all on one screen. So now we're able to not only show the property that's approved for Airbnb. This one's not, but we're going to add maybe 300 properties over the next 24 hours, and show properties that are approved for Airbnb, show how much they make, right? Allow you to do your own due diligence. So, check out the expenses, operating expenses, everything like that. Also be able to contact the property owner directly from the platform and have the ability to do even deeper research in the future. So it's like we're now bridging that gap. The next step for us is how can we allow for you to design your property virtually in our platform? So upload all your pictures, design it virtually. You get assigned a virtual designer who will actually get on the call with you and coach you up on how you should design things. You'll get assigned a launch team, right? So on the platform, you'll be able to pick who you need on your team, whether it's a cleaner, a handyman, a furniture assembly person, whoever you need, a person to mow the grass, a person to clean the pool. You'll be able to find those people directly on our platform so that you can launch your business, right? The next part of it is even if you want to do co-hosting, so finding property owners that already are looking for management companies to manage their property as a co-host, so you want to be a co-host, right? The next part to all this is, now how can we take everyone that is that has this property now, how can we allow them to now manage their property through a booking service that we've created directly on the platform, right? So it's like all those things, but it's just not even that right there, because the next part of it is like, how can you as a midterm rental operator come to our platform and find property owners that are already looking for insurance deals, and all you have to do is claim those property owners and then go get them the insurance deal, right? So now you can leverage our inventory without having to convince the property owner. You can just claim the property owner because the property owner is already looking for the deal. You just claim the property owner, go get the deal, bring it to the property owner, and take a cut, right? So it's like we're trying to fill in all those gaps because we understand that those are so many problems that need to be solved that people are scared to solve. So those are things that we're working on. But I wanted to give you a recap, just an idea of what that looked like. I know I talked a lot in this moment. I hope this call records. I actually don't know how to record this call, but I hope it does record because I'm going to repost it. And I might go live pretty often here because this was actually cool. I got a lot to share. Uh, Anybody have any questions or anything? I know you can like leave messages in chat. If not, I'm going to end this. Again, you can go simply to the learn section of this program, and you can if you go to the learn section, you can go and learn basically. You can learn midterm rentals, you can learn short-term rental property acquisition, you can learn virtual assistant finding and training, wage arbitration, which is what I was going to teach earlier, and then every day, every week, I'm gonna just add new things to these things inside the actual course itself as I learn new things. Um, and then if you guys have any questions, again, feel free to reach out. If you want to book a call with me, if you have my calendar, let me know. Or just book a call if you have my calendar. If you don't have my calendar, just let me know and I'll make sure you get access to it. So I appreciate you guys so much, and I will talk to you guys tomorrow.